Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Friday, July 18th, 2025. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
And I'm Shane McBride.
That's my brother from another mother. And you can see me on YouTube wearing the McLaurin Whitetail Adventure shirt. And today, y'all, you're getting a Friday True Crime Time 4 slash hashtag, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be talking about a lot about the live that's coming up tomorrow and tonight. When you're listening to this, I will be guest bartending at Walk On's Bistro in Hammond, Louisiana, from 4 to 7. Y'all come in, I'll pour you a drink, and all my tips go to the Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency, which you know is my jam. LOPA, we support them. Walk On supports them. It's going to be awesome. So y'all do that. And of course, tomorrow night, if you don't have your tickets, other than about the people that are about to get blessed right now, we'll get to that in a sec. Thank you, Southeastern Louisiana University, for hosting the event. We appreciate you so much, Miss Crystal Harrison, Melaine, and of course our daughter Sophia, who's the assistant to the Alumni Association, right, Sam?
She's Melaine's assistant.
Melaine is the director. Sophia is the assistant director of the Alumni Association, right? All right. So thank you all for putting it on, and it's going to be a great show. Got a little rain coming through today. No big deal. South Louisiana, we got lifers from all over the country that are in, and it's going to be awesome. Home 2 Suites Hilton and the Hammond, thank you also for giving us the hookup, or giving the lifers the hookup from around the country. That being said, Shane McBride is here, and McLaurin Whitetail Adventures donated originally 2 VIP tickets. And I did an announcement about that last week, y'all. And everybody, all you had to do was comment, and you'd be entered into the drawing. And a whole bunch of you did it. And massive success. But guess what? We're going to give you a twofer. Shane and McLaurin Whitetail Adventures had actually purchased 2 sets of tickets. So if you put in your name to win the tickets for the VIP experience, well, guess what?
Now you got better odds.
Yeah, you have better odds. That's right.
It's like gambling, right?
Right.
You get the better odds,
Well, we want to thank y'all for doing it and tell you why you did it, or.
Yeah. So, Woody, you know that I've followed your career for a long time. You and Cyndi have been an important people in my life. So we wanted to make sure that with everything you do for us, and you help us with, coming down to help plant and all that stuff, and Cyndi helping me out with the local.
When he says down, y'all, he means up. We're in South Louisiana.
Sorry,
he's in Wisconsin.
We're way up north. You guys are way down south. So between the two of you, you all have helped us so much, and we can't thank you enough. So we wanted to help you guys as much as you helped us.
Yeah, well.
So we wanted to bless other people.
Right. Well, you've done it, and we appreciate the heck out of it. And somebody's really about to appreciate the heck out of it.
Right.
And before we go on with today's episode, we're going to do the drawing. So y'all were recording this today early, so we can get it out. So whoever wins has as much time as they can to make arrangements. Right, might need a babysitter or something.
You want to record that separately?
Yeah. All right. So y'all, we're on camera for YouTube, but now we're going to shoot just for TikTok and all our other social media. We're going everybody that put in for the VIP experience that McLaurin Whitetail Adventures, Shane and Tracy McBride donated. We have the names in a hat. There's a bunch of them. And now it's times 2. So Shane, I'll let you draw.
So you're going to make me do this?
Yes, I am.
That's mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying.
You can't win yourself.
Well, I hope not, because I didn't put on there. Okay. I can't read it though. Kayla Medler. Thomas.
Let me see it. Okay. Let me put.
I can't see. There's not light enough for me. So
put my eyes on.
You're going to have to put your glasses on.
So it is Kayla Medler Thomas. Kayla, congratulations. You just won 2 VIP tickets to tomorrow night's show.
Why don't you draw the other one?
No,
let me hold the hat. And then I have a hat that, hey, but that we had made.
That's right. You did have that real life, real crime hat made in Wisconsin. I've been wearing one of the videos. The second name, y'all, is, you're not going to believe this,
No, I'm not going to believe it.
Darren Goza.
Are you kidding me?
He y'all, that's the first time I went to Wisconsin. McLaurin Whitetail Adventures that donated for the Lopa raffle. Donated a turkey hunt.
Yeah,
and Darren and his son came up. We went and picked them up at the airport and brought them in and got it, and they both killed birds, and he won that one, and Darren just won this one too. VIP experience. So
yeah, he has.
He wins.
But he's the one who chased the turkey around the tree, him and his son.
Yes.
Woody and I videotaped it.
That is true.
Okay, well, let's just make that known.
That is true. So let's send that video. Congratulations. Thank you, McLaurin Whitetail Adventures. And we're going to get this out this evening, being Thursday evening. But everybody else, you're listening to this, you're hearing it on Friday.
Hey, thank you for everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
I appreciate
love
you and Cyndi.
Thank
you and Cyndi are absolutely amazing. Cyndi, I love you. Thank you, guys.
Love y'all. You can leave or you can stay, whatever you want to do.
I'll stay.
Okay. All right. So, all right, y'all. Let's get down to some true crime time for this Friday, the day before the live. And I'll see y'all tonight at Walk-Ons. And thank you, everybody, for buying the tickets. And it's going to be a hell of a show. I can promise you that. All right. So, Sin, you want to start?
It's time for Worldwide Crime.
You got to be still. Sorry.
We're going to Scotland, and we have a Dr. Fortune Gomo, and she has built a life that many people would admire. She was originally from Zimbabwe, but she moved to Scotland to achieve her dream of earning a PhD in geography, which you could use because
I came down.
Yeah.
Not up.
And environmental science from the University of Dundee. And she's a devoted mother and a respected scientist. And she recently began working as a senior resource planner with Scottish Water. She was known to her loved ones as a warm, nurturing figure. And in fact, her brother described her as the family's deputy parent. And she was looking forward to her 40th birthday. But
doesn't sound like she made it.
Doesn't sound like it. On the afternoon of Saturday, July 5th, everything changed. Around 4:25 p.m., police responded to a call on South Road in Dundee, where they found Dr. Gomo with some serious injuries. But despite their efforts to save her, she was pronounced dead at the scene. And so news spread, which shocked the community, and heartbreak, rippled through the community as well. And friends and colleagues, both in Scotland and Zimbabwe, shared tributes calling her an inspiration. And so within days, police arrested a 20-year-old named Kyler Rattray in connection with her killing. He was charged with her murder and brought before the Dundee Sheriff Court. And he made no plea and was remanded into custody. Investigators assured the public that they did not believe anyone else was involved and stressed that there was no ongoing threat in the community. In the days that followed, there were vigils and gatherings and everything to honor Dr. Gomo, and community members urged each other not to speculate. Of course, we see with TikTok, people are speculating a lot with things these days, and they formulate all of these crazy scenarios, but apparently that was going on. But they wanted to respect the family's privacy during such a devastating time. But meanwhile, Scotland police increased patrols in the area and continued urging anyone with information to come forward to piece together exactly what happened to Dr. Gomo. Dr. Gomo's death has left a void that can't be measured, and she's a brilliant scientist, a loving mother, a sister, a cherished friend, and she was gone far too soon. And her story has become a powerful reminder of both fragility of life and deep impact of one person that one person can have on a family, a community, and even a country. But we do not have any information about how she died. We just know that they caught the murderer.
Crazy,
I know.
right?
Mhm.
And she didn't die. She was murdered, right? We don't have any information on how she was murdered. So there you have it. Worldwide crime time on that one, y'all. All right. The next one, obviously, Cyndi, you and I are married, and Shane is married to Tracy. And sometimes, when you're married, we have arguments.
We do.
No, you don't?
Sometimes when you're married, you don't have arguments.
That's even worse than having the argument. So, but we don't put our hands on each other or anything like that. But some people, domestic cases, it's generally you just put your hands on your significant other, right?
Okay.
Unwanted touching, battery in state of Louisiana. Up north, yeah, like that. Up north, it's they call it assault. It's reverse in Louisiana. But we're going to go out to we're going to go to Illinois, Shane, probably somewhere you flew over today on your way here. And they had a guy named Danielle Pace, and he's got a girlfriend. Danielle Pace is 43 years old, right? So he's not a young buck, but he's not as old as us. But him and his girlfriend, we've all had boyfriends and girlfriends over the years, and we've all had arguments, but myself, I don't put my hands on females. Well, unless it was on the job and they kicked me in the balls or something. But this guy they're in Peoria County, right? And on July 9th, he got some news he didn't really want to know. And he had been having an argument with his girlfriend, and he didn't just put his hands on her. He got a bottle of vodka and he dumped it over her head. That's bad, right? Because it would sting your eyes and stuff.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, but not as bad as it did burn, because then he lit that bitch on fire.
What?
Not the girlfriend, the vodka being, he lit the bitch of vodka on fire. Lit her head on fire, right? Dumped it over her head and lit her on fire, and it caused severe burns, which covered 30% of her body. And she said it's been a daily struggle since the attack. Now, actually, y'all, the attack happened back in August of 2022. And this dude took it to trial, and he's going to take it to trial, but he, went before the judge, and the judge said, "You're going to prison, motherfucker." And guess how long he got?
20 years.
5.
Well, first of all, he got convicted of aggravated battery and aggravated domestic violence. So Illinois must be like here, it's battery. And he took it to trial back in May, and then they found him guilty. But now on July 9th, he had to stand before the judge. And the judge said, "You are an incredibly violent and evil person." And then the judge said, "But your ass can go to the big house for 60 years.
Oh, good.
Right?
Good.
That's more than the people get for rape and murder. They're setting their head on fire. And anyway, the prosecution said the physical pain remains a daily struggle, but it's not just the burns that have affected her. It's the emotional, mental, and financial toll as well, that's according to the prosecutors. They said years later, she continues to battle daily pain and struggles to trust others, adding that it's something she wouldn't wish on anyone.
No.
Right? So, y'all, if you're experiencing domestic violence and need someone to talk to, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-7233, or text START, START, to 88788. Do not let your old man set your head on fire.
With vodka.
That is horrible.
Right? That's bad. You ever swim someone who isn't me used to make moonshine, and the higher the alcohol content when you light it on fire, the bluer the flame. The bluer the flame, the hotter it is. Did you know that? So when you see a flame, like a regular fire has like orange flame, When you burn something that's like jet fuel or near 90% or whatever it is, it burns blue.
So basically, her nerve endings are done, and she's
30% of them are done. I mean, you can't. I mean, how do you get somebody? I don't know. So your hair is gonna be burned off. Your skin grafts, they can't. And then I don't know. Bad,
take notes.
bad
Never
story.
do that ever.
Yeah. So if I come burn up, Shane.
It's him.
Yeah.
You're calling 411?
Yeah, because there's no such thing. I got to get a number to 911.
What's
God.
you gonna call 411 to give the number
This
now?
is a serious news show.
Sorry. Oh.
You have to boom that out. All right, Sin, give us another one.
It's time for worldwide crime. Up, professionals.
Wait a minute. That's the name of this?
All right. Ooh-wee. Y'all getting a twofer. Worldwide and a effed up professional.
We're going to China.
China.
Mhm.
No, we're not. You
Well,
may
the
go there in this
story's
story.
going to
But I'm
China.
not going there in real life.
So, in the province of Gansu, China, in a little community called Tianshui, I'm mutilating it. Authorities have
You used to teach kids in China. How come you don't know how to say that?
I couldn't speak Chinese to the Chinese kids. I had to speak to them in English.
You must have knew how to say something in Chinese.
I know how to say a lot of things.
Curse words?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In July of 2025, this little community of Tianshui found out that there was more than 200 of the 251 kids enrolled at a private school called Pikeson Kindergarten had dangerously elevated blood lead levels. So 233 tested above the acceptable range after consuming school meals contaminated with lead-laced paint intended to make the food appear more colorful and attractive.
Nice.
Because that's what we're concerned about. City government report revealed that the toxic culprits were two popular menu items. 3 color red dated steamed cakes, which they served for breakfast, and a corn roll sausage offered for dinner. And they were found to contain 1,052 milligrams and 1,340 milligrams of lead, respectively. These levels were 2,000 to 3,000 times above China's national safety limit of 0.5 milligrams. That's horrible. So video footage obtained by media showed a school kitchen worker pouring paint powder into a mixing bowl and was assisted by another staff member as they prepared the dishes. Paint cans were reportedly purchased online labeled non-edible, but used anyway under instructions from the school's leaders, motivated by financial gain and competitive pressure to attract students.
So the color was to attract the students. Okay. All right.
Investigators responded swiftly, and Principal Mulan, financier Li Mufang, and 8 kitchen staff were arrested on suspicion of, quote unquote, producing toxic and harmful food, and 2 others were released on bail pending trial. School authorities closed the kindergarten and that had opened in August of 2024. And they also tested nearby institutions, and at the nearby institutions, they found no abnormal levels among those students. The health consequences were severe, though. Of the 233 affected students, 201 required hospitalization. And in some cases, the blood lead concentrations were among the highest recorded. Doctors warned that even low levels of lead exposure can damage children's developing brains and central nervous systems. And the World Health Organization emphasizes that there's no safe exposure level to lead. So, local officials expressed profound regret, stating that they are deeply saddened by the physical and mental harm inflicted upon the children and their families, and they vowed to continue to investigate it and hold people accountable. That's horrible.
Okay, so what you're saying is that 0.05 is considered okay, but anything above that's not?
0.5.
That's not.
And that's in the thousands. They had it in the thousands.
Wouldn't 0.5 still be deadly to you over?
I would think, like they said, no
Exposure?
exposure. You should have zero exposure. But
Okay. All right.
what they said was acceptable would be 0.5, but there should be zero.
So what you're saying is I can eat 0.5 tonight and I'll be fine.
I think you'd have some type of effect. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not a medical
It might be
professional.
an improvement for him.
I was going to say.
It might get you some color.
That's what I was going to say. It might give you some. You know, it is hot here.
Mhm.
It is certainly hot. Hot. And I'm about to give you another twofer.
I challenge you to give me a 3-fer.
It's time for worldwide crime. It's time for Family Matters. Sugar turned the ship.
So Cyndi just challenged me. I was going to give y'all a twofer. She said, I challenge you to give me a 3-fer. So here it is. Worldwide crime, Family Matters, and Sugar turns to shit. First one ever. So we're going back to China. You were just in China, right?
Yep.
I wonder if these people knew each other. And, I always say you have to have a license to drive a car, and you got to get permits to get gas for your house, whatever the fuck, right? Everything's licensed except for being a parent.
It's true.
No rules, no restrictions. You just knock out all the babies you want to. You could be a great parent or you could be an asshole parent, right? Okay, well, we're going to China, and this lady was not educated by you. They said she was poorly educated, and she's a mom.
Thank you.
She's 26 years old, and what do you do when you're a 26-year-old mother in China and you need to make a buck?
Oh, I can come up with some ideas.
Yeah,
Well, that I've learned on the show.
Well, it used to be China had a law, and I don't think it's still in place, where I think it was China, where the state told you how many kids you could have.
Mhm.
And,
Right.
and it was and they wanted more boys than girls and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think they changed that, but recently. But this woman evidently didn't follow the rules or something. But she, and even in China, they have public outrage. She sparks public outrage after it was revealed she did what?
Fake the sex of a kid.
Had 10 kids.
No.
Oh.
She had at least 2 kids. She had 2 biological sons, and she sold them.
She what?
Sold them. Sold, SOLD, sold them. 2 fun tips for live streaming hosts. Yes. So the plot thickens. So she even went as far to conceive the second child solely for the purpose of selling it.
Well, at least she didn't pimp it out like the other lady
She was
did.
pimping out her vagina. So her last name was Hwang, and she's 26. She's from the Guangdong province in southern China, and only has a primary school education. She later moved to the Fuzhou Fengshan province in southeastern China, and she made a living doing odd jobs. So they say that Hwang was adopted. She was adopted as a child, and due to her lack of education and care from her adopted parents, she left home at an early age. Well, back in October 2020, she used her vagina, probably not for the first time, but she gave birth to her first son, but she found to be on hard times. She has some financial hardship and struggles, and there was no father in the picture. She didn't know who it was. So she was unable to raise this baby boy.
Why?
Well, I just told you, the money problems, no daddy in the picture. She couldn't care for it. She couldn't raise it. So next best thing, fuck it, I'll sell it. So she decided to sell the baby to get out of poverty. Now, she had a landlord named Wei who learned of her plan, and he introduced her to a relative surnamed Lee, whose son was infertile and had long wished to adopt a child. So Lee's family bought the baby boy for 45,000 yuan, which is equivalent US $6,300. Yeah, so they buy the baby. Yep. So Hwang spent the entire amount tipping live streaming anchors. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No,
So she gets money, and evidently she's watching the live stream and she's tipping people. So, but here we go. She does it until she spends the whole $6,300 US, and when she runs out of money, she takes to even more drastic measures.
That's another baby.
Well, she actively sought out men for sex with the intent to get knocked up again.
Please tell me she doesn't have twins.
I'm gonna tell you what I do know. She wanted to sell it. She wanted to get pregnant and sell the child for profit. In 2022, Hwang gave birth to her second son named Guyu and sold him to a broker for 38,000 yen, which is 5,300 US. So she
got less,
right? $1,000 less. And that broker turned around and sold the baby for 103,000 yen, which is 14,000 US. So they more than doubled it. Well, yeah, more than doubled, almost tripled it. So Wayne got our money again. What does she do?
Tips people.
She's addicted to live stream. Now, how the fuck you can't afford to take care of your kid, but you can afford a live stream? But she's doing it. She tips live streamers, and she bought some clothes and some extravagant items.
That's an extravagant item.
I was going to say.
Right. Everybody in the world wants to know. I'm sure what's extravagant to Miss Wang, who's selling her kids in China and tipping live streamers, is different than what's extravagant for us three. Right. So, well, they even have police in China. And the police got onto this case, and they get her phone, and they discovered that on her phone, there's plenty of chat records relating to her selling her kids. So the cops get into it, right? Now, I don't know what happened with the kids, but I can tell you this. The cops went out and recovered both of the kids. They took them back from the families that bought them. So in April of 2022, they got the boys back, and they placed them on the local civil affairs department where they are awaiting adoption. But on July the 8th, the Fuzhou Jinghong District People's Court sentenced Wang to how much time?
6 years.
Life.
5 years and 2 months in prison for fraud and trafficking, plus a fine of 30,000 yuan, which is $4,000.
So we're going to be able to make that.
Shit, I mean, in China, when they used to sentence motherfuckers to death, they shoot them in the back of the head, and they bill the family for the bullet. Well, evidently selling your kids isn't as a big deal over there. Lee, the dude that brokered the deal, bought the kid, was sentenced to 9 months in prison, suspended for 1 year for purchasing a trafficked child, while the other dude, who tripled the money almost, received a 7-month prison term. So
those poor kids.
Well, you're right.
How long were they with the family? I mean,
you're right. And they say human trafficking in China has a long and complex history, and a market for the sale of people has existed for decades, and is often facilitated by families. The illegal adoption, especially the boys, was seen as essential for continuing the family lineage and enhancing family status for ones that couldn't have one, right? Yeah. And this case, naturally, it was, I don't know, their shit's controlled. I don't know how she's really getting live streaming and stuff, because everything's controlled by state media. But it was reported by state media, CCTV, and everybody's pissed off in China about this. One online observer said, "Is this even real news from the human world? Only 5 years for abandoning 2 children? That is way too lenient." So they probably said it like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
Yeah.
And then they said, another one said, "No sympathy. She should be sentenced to 30 years to reflect her crimes properly." And another one said, and this is true, "She is a monster and is not fit to be a mom."
Yeah, but she's not going to ever be able to, like, they said give her 30 years so she can reflect on her
No.
crimes properly.
5 years.
No, the person said she should have gotten
Oh.
30 years to reflect on her crimes.
For each one.
Yeah, but I don't think with that mentality, you're gonna, no matter how much you sit in jail, prison, you're not gonna reflect and say, "Oh, that was wrong."
Or maybe they were thinking in 30 years, she's 26 already, she won't be able to
Make a baby?
Right.
Yeah.
be 56. Be my age.
Out of all the stuff you've ever done, how many people come out and they're normal? Never.
Out of prison?
Yeah.
Shit, that's well, you know what? I'd say 1% or something, but basically it's a breeding ground for criminals. It's college. It's
Literally,
getting your master's, or your doctorate. No,
Well,
your
you
master's.
can do that
No, it's
too,
not.
but
Masters in being an asshole.
Yeah,
You learn from other criminals of how what else to do.
Yeah.
You got nothing else to do but sit around 24 hours a day. You're like, what are you in for? Bank robbery. Well, how did you do that? I might want to try that when I get out. And then, or they join gangs and what have you. Breeding grounds for shitheads. So your 3 for was China, the mom, and her sugar turned to shit when she got busted.
it's true.
Or sure. But she only
Chinese
got 5
shit.
years though. But come on now, 5 years.
I'm pretty sure 5 years in China prison ain't like 5 years in a U.S. prison.
Touche.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope she suffers.
All right.
Sorry.
Give us another one on the busiest week of the year, the last recording of the busiest week of the year. Oh, y'all, hashtag Justice for Bradley normally comes out on Friday. It's coming out on Saturday because it's the busiest week of the year. And our sugar turned to shit last night. But it got straight this morning. But y'all will be getting it on the same day that I'm doing the live. And please continue to comment, hashtag Justice for Bradley on everything that you comment. It pumps it up. Comments, hashtag Justice for Bradley equals tips. Call the tip line 313-RL-RC tip. And it can also be used for Miss Barbara Blunt's case. Lay it on us, Sam.
It's time for Family Matters.
We're going to Georgia,
Georgia.
Paulding County, Georgia.
Paulding County,
And-
Georgia.
In late 2024.
Late 2024. So look, you don't know how many people comment that I always interrupt Cyndi. So the last couple of days I hadn't interrupted her at all. I think I'm just going to echo everything you say. How much would that aggravate you?
I got it. I got this. You want to try it?
Yep.
On June 24th of
On June
2024,
24, 2024.
deputies from the Paulding
Paulding
County Sheriff's Office responded to a welfare check.
Oh, shit. I'm going to quit there. It means it's going to be bad.
Yeah, no, it's a welfare check.
And they 99% of those end up good. It's just, they fell asleep or, didn't come home because of whatever. That other 1%, I'm going to be talking about one of them tomorrow night on stage. That other 1%, you don't want to check that motherfucker.
So there was a welfare check called to a house on Ridge Road. And a concerned family member had not heard from the residents of this home and feared something was wrong. So deputies arrived to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And you can probably describe how that
Yep,
situation
and
goes.
arrive and probably notice the vehicles in the yard, go up to the door, and dogs may be barking. You knock on the door. If the door's not open, like was in the case I'm going to be talking about tomorrow night, and not getting a response, or you see something out of place and you step up your game.
Well, I don't think anybody came to the door, so I don't know if it was unlocked, if they had to kick it in, what happened. But when they got in the house, they found the bodies of 37-year-old Jennifer Ragsdale and her husband, who was 56 years old, Felton Ragsdale. They were both dead from gunshot wounds. And nearby,
Let's say when this was.
yes, June 24th of 2024.
Then I'll tell you how they got in. They smelled them. No, Yeah,
Just-
they smelled them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had to. Okay. Anyways, sorry.
But
You smell that smell, you'll never forget it.
nearby was a 6-year-old daughter, who was obviously traumatized after she witnessed what happened, and she stayed in the house by herself while these bodies decayed for several days.
Oh, Lord.
So investigators quickly determined that the suspect was Jennifer's own daughter, who was 16 years old, and her name is Haley Anderson. And she fled the scene before the deputies arrived. So obviously she stayed, but when she knew that whatever was happening, she left, and she left her sister there. And on June 26, 2 days after the bodies were discovered, law enforcement located and arrested Haley in a whole different county. And she was taken into custody without incident and charged with 2 counts of malice murder, and among other charges. According to police, the motives for the killings remain unclear. Um, Yet investigators have not released any details about what may have led to the teen to commit such an unthinkable act. And it said that the family has no history of violence. And those that were close to Jennifer also noted, close to Jennifer described her as a devoted mother and Felton as a hardworking, kind man. But Jennifer's 6-year-old daughter was removed from the home by authorities and is now in the care of other family members. And they emphasize that the child's, bravery and resilience, having to have been able to endure such a traumatic event. She's going to suffer from that for years. But Sheriff Gary Golage expressed deep sorrow for the surviving family members and the community, describing the incident as one of the most tragic and heartbreaking cases his department had ever encountered. He also acknowledged the emotional and mental challenges for the little 6-year-old. Haley is currently being held in youth detention, but will be charged as an adult, as she should be. And her court hearings are expected to begin soon, and they're trying to figure out how many more charges they can slap onto this, get more serious penalties available under Georgia law.
Gotta ask, does Georgia have the death penalty?
Okay, so malice is the level of intent.
Yes, it's a nastiness.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Right?
You're in deep kimchi.
I live there.
Hey, Georgia has had the death penalty since 1735, right? Yep. And that's when they first executed Alice Riley. And I'm assuming that's a chick, but she was hung for murder in 1735. Remember, it's one of the first colonies. All right. So that little girl, well, this that has a lot of what I'm going to be talking about this weekend, and juveniles charged as an adult and everything else, and decomposing bodies. It's just a real shit show of a story. Okay. All right, Shane, we got a good buddy up in Wisconsin who is a butcher. Travis, right? What's the name of his company?
Billman's Meat.
Billman's Meat. And Sin, you can attest to how delicious that shit is, right? Wisconsin meat just tastes better. I don't know what the deal is. It must be like the Wagyu of the United States. You go over there a lot and help more for fun and not as work. You go over there
because he's got a lot of meat to cut. Yeah.
And y'all, he comes down and goes, hog hunting has brought so much meat and it's delicious, right? So when you go over there, and we process our own meat here too, and being deer and hogs and all that, and you're using knives and grinders and things, and you have to be careful.
Absolutely.
Right.
Sometime you're done.
Right. Well, there was a 19-year-old in Vernon, California. They didn't give his name yet, and he was working at the food processing plant in Vernon, California, and he died.
What do you mean he died?
he died in a bad way. He died after a meat grinder was unexpectedly activated at the food process. So
it
yeah,
was accidentally activated.
well, let's see. He was a member of the sanitation team at Tina's Burritos on Vernon Avenue, according to the Vernon Police Department. Now, Danielle Onapa with the Vernon Police Department told local KABC the man was cleaning the industrial food processor when the machine activated unexpectedly. All these cold cases I've worked, almost every cold case I've ever worked with, somebody always calls in a tip and says, oh, they were put in a wood chipper, and sliced up to get rid of their body, and then they dispersed it or whatever. I've never found one yet that's been in a wood chipper. That's always like urban legend shit. But this dude got it. And I hate it for him. And then, so when it happened, it gets activated. The other workers hear him screaming.
I've cleaned these. You know that, right?
Well, no, tell me, because I don't know. How big is it?
They're huge. Like literally, they're huge. I can dump, when I was doing processing the beef, I could dump 500 pounds in there.
Holy shit. So you can fit a body in it.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't have anything that big in our processing room. I can tell you that. Well, he starts screaming, and the other workers tried to stop the machine. And then somebody thoughtfully called 911. But by the time police got there, as you can imagine.
So you know how hard it is to get sucked into one of those machines?
That's what I was going to ask.
It's really, really hard.
Yeah. Well,
but he was cleaning it.
It doesn't matter. I've cleaned it like 20 times.
But if you're in it cleaning it,
you pull the thing out so you don't have to worry about getting caught in
there's all kinds of rules. It's like working in the plants. Working in plants, before you get on lines, you have to lock out the line and tag it saying, "Don't activate this. Don't activate this, or I'll be dead." Right. So let me tell you. Let me finish it. So the local media reports that other workers were spotted outside the food processing facility in a break area, and they were all in an emotional state. I can imagine you saw that shit, right? So now here come the safety police, the California Occupational Safety and Health Administration.
Know them well.
Yep. They showed up, and we don't know what their findings are yet. But that dude, I can only imagine.
So
that's where they make like ground meat and shit out of.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I've done hundreds of pounds of ground beef out of there, and literally there's this huge paddles, and on the inside there's a wheel. Well, if those huge paddles grab you, you're in trouble. But when you clean it, you pull all that out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't leave it in there.
Maybe he was grabbing a hold of it to pull it out and forgot to tag it out.
Do you
or
know
whatever.
why they leave it in there? Because they want to hurry up and get it done.
Mm-hmm. So they're cutting
different like sections of meat or whatever, like pork to beef without.
So like when we do pork, you have to clean the whole machine
before you do beef.
Right. Or vice versa. But literally, there's these huge paddles.
And if you're an unscrupulous meat processor,
you're in deep trouble because you got to push the button in the front.
So somebody pushed the button.
There ain't no way I'm going to push the button.
Y'all stay tuned because I'm gonna keep my radar out on this one.
I'd like to hear the whole story on this one.
Yeah, it's probably they're trying to fly under the radar. Why the fuck wouldn't they have cameras in the plant?
We got them there.
Yeah.
I mean,
nowadays the cameras.
Again, I'm going to take you to the plant. You're going to get to enjoy what it is.
Shout out, Travis. I love the meat, and I love to process meat, or we love to process meat. But the thing being, fuck. When my dad was sick, we got cameras for inside the cabin that you can watch from your phone for like $30. It's not like you can't afford to put cameras in to monitor safety. You might even get an insurance discount.
You actually get a lot, but for as much power as running through that place, they have to monitor that because it fires and safety. You don't know what's going to come in there,
and who's going to be inside the meat grinder.
You don't know.
I'm pretty sure I'm never eating anything from that burrito place ever. Not because, because they might not still have cleaned it right.
Oh my gosh.
So
who's got that job?
Woody, so what's the odds that this dude just just arbitrarily put himself in a meat.
I don't know. If that'd have to be considered as a detective. You can put yourself in there and reach out and touch the button.
They're right there. I mean, Travis's is
Dude, let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of ways suicide is committed, but you have to be a bad motherfucker if you put yourself in a meat grinder and then press the button.
You'd be a lot stronger man than I would, and I guarantee you, I would not be that guy.
No. So
Could you do it?
we're not laughing about this guy's obviously minced meat. I mean, this guy's dead. Not laughing about that. Hate it for him and his family, but
there's more to this story.
I believe there's more to the story. And I'm never eating from the burrito place.
No.
How many burritos
you would have to?
How many burritos you think they fucking make? Let me look that company up.
Yeah.
How many?
Cyndi?
How many burritos?
I'm not ever working on that machine again.
Well, just don't.
And he was a teenager, y'all. 19 years old.
So basically, to get these machines going, you have to close the lid.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
So if the door's open,
it's a big fucking plant. Look at that place. It's got 18 wheelers. They must sell burritos everywhere.
Yeah. So basically, you can't just start. You can't with Travis's big one.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just got done doing like 15 cows, and
Tino's
you can't
burritos,
just
Vernon, California.
You can't just push the button to start it. You have to close it and you have to lock it and then turn it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, there's got to be more to this story. Don't even think about trying to put me in a meat machine.
I would not.
Shane,
I would not do that.
You talk so loud. Oh God.
Sorry.
It wouldn't pull it up originally, but this is what pops up on our homepage. Tina's. This is our slogan. This is fucked up. We feed everybody. Wait, over 2 billion served and still under $1. I'm not making it up.
I don't know if I'm eating there, but okay.
There you go. Not throwing shade on you, Tina's, but you don't know anything about it or your burritos or whatever. But we do know the 19-year-old got grinded up in your burrito grinder. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for today on the busiest week of the year, which we're about to get a little busier. Friday night, bartending, Saturday night live show, and everything that goes with that. And so let's get out of here.
Thanks for having me.
You got anything else? Thank you, Shane, for coming on. Thank you, McLaurin Whitetail Adventures, for donating.
Thank you.
4 VIP tickets? And we got to get out of here so we can contact the winners.
Yes.
And share all the videos. We love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for liking, listening, sharing, and all that good podcaster shit. And I'm Woody Overton.
Cyndi Overton.
And I'm Shane McBride.
We'll holler at y'all later. Peace.